Hey guys, Ray from HalovieRD7 back at you again. Today I'm going to review another one of Haloview's products. In the past I've reviewed several of their rear view camera systems and displays. I'll leave a link in the description to my playlist. I've put together a playlist since I've reviewed so much of their stuff. And right up front they give this to me for the review, so just so you know. I have been using one of their systems for more than a year now, and I've been quite happy with it in my truck. I don't use it too much as a backup camera, although they're designed for backup cameras, but I like it as a rear view monitor just to see what's behind the RV and trailer. I haven't had any problems with losing signal or anything, but I have a relatively short fifth wheel. We're around 30 feet, 45 foot total. But they've come out with a system for people that have extremely long rigs or have had problems with wireless cameras not connecting really well. So they call this the Range Dominator system. And what it is inside it has a repeater transmitter that you hook in between the camera and the display in the truck. Just pull the package and I'll show you what's included in this. Okay, quite a bit of stuff in this kit. Let me go through and break it down for you. We'll start here with the display. So it's got its 7108 7-inch display. That's the one I started with the Haloview. I've since replaced it with a 5-inch display because I wanted a little smaller one, but it was a really good display. And there's a couple ways to hook it up. This little wire interconnects with the one coming out of the display, and it just hooks straight into a 12-volt plug, the cigarette lighter power socket there, and that powers that on. There's also an antenna, quite a large antenna. That was one thing I really didn't like about it. It took up a lot of room in the cab, but this is sort of designed for a very large vehicle like a motorhome or a semi-truck, something like that even. And then they also include this hardwire kit. Because this thing supports up to 4 cameras, you can have it set up so that when you turn on a signal, it'll trigger a camera to come on there when you're turning, or when you go into reverse, you can trigger it as a backup camera. Let's move on here. The camera they included is this one. Looks a little different than the one I had before. A lot more. I noticed a lot more LEDs for night vision. And maybe it's a little bit larger. See what the specs are. 720p camera, and it's 130 degree wide angle range and 30 frames per second. And then to hook those together, what they mean by Range Dominator, so you can get a long wireless signal through a very big long RV, is they give you all this cable here. I think they said there was around 16 meters or something like that. I'll have to measure it. And you can see it connects through these connections here. They come with little boots for weatherproofing them. And then they hook into this digital wireless transmitter, and that's where you hook on the other antenna. So effectively you have this on the back of the rig, run this wire across the roof of it, and put this very close to the front so that it has very good proximity to the display here. That way you get a lot more solid of a signal and no dropouts. A few other bits and pieces come with it. There's a sunshade for the display and a metal mount. I also include this mount here, kind of a dash mount or a window mount with 3M tape. I remember what I did with mine is I got one of those beanbag mounts. I think it was for a Garmin GPS or something, and I took off what was on it and I actually stuck it right onto that beanbag display, and it worked really well. Got some instruction manuals, and this is for power for the camera when it's on the roof. You can see you just have to find 12 volts. So in my installation, I actually, because I was running a wire for a cell antenna, I already had a junction box in a hole, so I ran it inside the rig, and I have a plug that I can plug in and out when I want to use the camera. But a lot of people will wire it into, say, a one of the marker lights, so that when they turn their lights on, the camera gets powered on. So that's pretty simple to find the 12 volts up there. So, also got some doodads for running wire with 3M sticky tape. So maybe we'll set this up, and I can give it a test here, and we'll kind of give a test on, see if it gets any extra distance range compared to the existing system I have from Haloview. Okay, so we've set up a little test bed. I've put the range extender right at the front cap of my fifth wheel, and then just ran the wire back this way. A lot of leaves. It's fall here now. Leaves are dropping pretty fast. And then I've set up a little 12 volt supply and put the new camera right beside my own camera. That way we'll be able to get a comparison between the two. So let's go inside the truck and check out the display. Here we are. So we got both cameras on the display right now. Looking pretty good. The one on this side is the new camera, and that's the older one I've been using for about a year. I have to admit the newer one is much sharper. This one's okay, but you can definitely see that this one has more sharpness, especially if you look up into the trees there. So let's just switch and look at it full screen. There we go. Nice. So they also say that this new display is what they call IPC. So that means you can see it quite well at different angles. Like some LCD displays, when you try to look at them on a sideways angle, they lose a lot of their brightness, but this one stays pretty solid. Also, it's supposed to be visible. It's a non-polarized display, so if you have sunglasses on it, it still looks okay. So up in the corner here, I'm getting a nice full bars on it, so I'm getting max signal. Right now I have the truck right in front of the rig. And let's just go see what we're getting on the old camera there. It's broadcasting from the back of the rig. Cam 2. So you can see on Cam 2, I'm not getting all the bars. I'm getting 3 bars instead of the full 4 bars there. And I'll just give you a look at the picture quality on that, which is fairly decent. It's not too sunny out right now. It's kind of cloudy, bit of fog here, so still pretty clear picture. So maybe I'll take a drive and we'll see how long we can keep each picture synced up. Let's take a bit of a little drive around the campground, just so you can see. I'm always impressed with the range of this thing. That it can stay locked on a long way. I guess the repeater is more because the signal might have to go through, especially a metal RV that would block the signal. But both of them are actually staying pretty locked in. Now I'm way over on the other side of the campground here. Just cruise back and I'll show you where my RV actually is located. Should start to see the truck come into view pretty soon. There's the blue truck there, that's me. And we'll try the other loop of the campground here. I'll go down to the other end. Okay, so I'm at the other far end of the campground and I'm still getting signals on both. Okay, so I drove as far as I could till that first camera dropped out, and the new Range Dominator is still showing me an image. Just to give you an indication, I'm way camped up in that forest actually up there, so I got to be at least a couple 1,000 feet away even. Still getting a signal out of that Range Dominator. And even in this spot, the original Haloview I had, it just dropped out. Let's see, we're just getting the 1 bar there. Still a clear signal. Another quick test I'm going to do for you is I'm going to put a SIM card in it, and we'll do a little recording, and then I'll be able to play it back in the video so you get an indication of what the recorded footage looks like. This particular one can accept up to a 256 gigabyte card, so it can go for days and days of footage before it would overwrite itself. I'm just going to test it with a 32 gig. Just goes into a slot in the top here. And you can see there it's set to record. Okay, let's go through a few of the features here. On the front, we'll just show you the menu. You can adjust the volume. I don't find the sound particularly good on these little cameras. Usually I turn it off, but it will record sound. Picture, go into that. You can adjust brightness, contrast, and color. Oops. Go to the next one, mirror. So that feature allows you to reverse the picture in there. It reverses back and forth, which is good if you're using it as a rear view, because you want to reverse it so things make sense when you're using it as a rear view mirror. Next we got quad mode. You can set up all the different quad modes if you have multiple cameras. And we have a settings. We've got date. You can select how many cameras you've got set up. PAL is kind of a European color system, and auto dim. You got auto scan. You can set up a park line if you're using it as a backup camera. This is just to set the record settings, format the card, and then to play back the videos. And then you use this one when you're pairing the camera. They pair really quick. You press that button, and then you just press a button on the camera and they pair up quick. And once they're paired, you don't have to repair them again. So here's some footage I took when I did the recording. So I'm playing it back on this screen. You can also pull the little micro SD card, and then you could just put it on your computer and save the file or play back the file. Well, there you go. That's the RD7 Range Dominator system from Haloview. So I think what I'm going to do is, since I already have my Haloview system all set up, and I like the nice 5-inch display just to sit on my rear view mirror like that, I have no real need for this, and I can't really test it. My fifth wheel's only 30 feet, and I've never had any range problems. So what I'd like to do is give it away to somebody that has a large rig, one of my viewers. So I'll wait a week or so and then maybe do a random drawing. So if you have a large rig, say a fifth wheel that's beyond like 36 feet long, or maybe a big Class A that's like 42 feet, something of a good size length, just email me at haloview@gmail.com and just put in the subject line, Range Dominator system or something like that, just so I know that you're looking to be entered in the draw. I'll just randomly draw it and send it out to somebody so they can hook it up on their rig, and hopefully whoever gets it can use it for a while and then report back to me how they like it, pros and cons, and then I can report back to you guys. So that's it. Till next time, Ray from HalovieWRD7.com. Thanks for watching, everyone. Cheers.